Hey there, Storm fans, Bryant Cook, and today we're playing my favorite modern deck, Lotus Breach. I uploaded a video about a month ago called The New Lotus Breach After the Lurrus ban. You can check that video out in the card above. And that video introduced you to this new build featuring Profane Tutor and Ad Nauseam in case you missed that video. And if you're interested in more of this, definitely go check out that deck tech. It was a very long deck tech explaining all my rationale on the list. But last week, I uploaded a members exclusive video, so if you become a member now or you're already a member, you can go watch that. So in that video, I try out Gemstone Caverns to make this deck a little bit faster, and honestly, I don't think it was very good, but I did have a pretty good idea in that video that I wish I had thought of before I started recording, which is playing Malevolent Hermit in the deck. Well, why is that good? Well, we've yet to try Malevolent Hermit in a deck featuring Otherworldly Gaze. So we can just mill this creature and then use the disturbed cost to put it into play to make sure that all of our stuff is uncounterable. We never have to deal with casting the front half, which is really good. And I'm just really interested in trying that out. You also have Consider for a similar effect as well. So that's what I'm testing here today. I'm not going to do a super in-depth deck tech on this deck. If you want to know more about this, go watch that first video. But for now, we're just going to hop on in and play. It's going to be a short one today, a short deck tech at least. But thank you for watching. I do appreciate you. And if you have any questions, comments, whatever, put those down below. I do my best to answer all of those. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy the video. I will see you in the first match. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to click that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. That said, there's no better way of showing your support than becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks, and we get to keep making combo content. The perks get better and better each level you go up. They also stack. To start off, with our Storm Fan tier, you unlock our private members section of our Discord, which comes with a highlighted user profile and then some awesome badges and emotes for YouTube. Looking for sideboard help? Become a Stormtrooper, our middle tier, for 2 sideboard guides of your deck choice every single month, on top of 50% off donation decks. Did we mention you also get 10% off merchandise from our shop? With our top tier, the Combo Cabal, you get a free donation deck every single month, 15% off merchandise from our shop, early access to private deck lists, and the most valuable perk in my opinion, videos early. That's right, you heard it, early access to all videos. But maybe sweet perk, secret deck list, early access to videos isn't for you, but you'd still like to show your appreciation. Make sure to check out theepicstorm.com/shop for card singles and Storm swag. Please don't forget to use your membership discounts. Finally, if you want to see your combo deck here on this very YouTube channel, make sure to visit theepicstorm.com/donation decks, where all you have to do is attach your TXT file and pick a donation tier. With our Epic tier, you can even join me in a video to showcase your bold brew in person and explain the ins and outs of your strategy. Card availability won't be an issue due to our new sponsor, Card Hoarder. With Card Hoarder, renting is super easy. If you're looking to get into Magic Online, there isn't a better, more affordable solution than Card Hoarder. Fun fact, you can rent the Epic Storm for 7 tickets a week, which is just a great deal. There are many ways you can support us. Just pick whatever is best for you. In the meantime, let's play some Magic. Match 1, Lotus Breach, let's get it. So here we have Lotus Field. In fact, we have almost everything we want other than a second lane and a Twiddle. We'll try this out. Technically, we could also use a Tome Scour, but, you know, we'll figure that part out eventually. Opponent taking a mulligan. So here we're going to just lead on Watery Grave, Mishra's Bauble, and we'll target ourselves. So it's interesting because everyone's always saying that you should do this in the upkeep. The problem with doing that is that you want to be able to cast these and if you want to mill the top card, which we do, you get punished for doing so. So here I'm going to cast Otherworldly Gaze because I know that I want to mill my top card. In fact, I want to mill all of these, and now we can pass and draw a fresh card that we wouldn't have seen before. I guess you could do it in their upkeep for a similar effect. I don't know. It's technically another land, but not one that we want. And it looks like we're facing Amulet Titan. Draw. No land. Come on, consider. Mill. Okay, we found a land. It could also be the Cascade deck. I think I'm just going to bounce the plant token in case it is the Cascade deck and pass the turn. We're pretty close to being able to win here. It is, in fact, the Cascade deck. Come on, Twiddle off the top rope. So we could go up to 10 cards. So I would go blue, blue, Dream Script, Breach floating a blue. I think we're going for it here. Okay. Dream's Grip. Breach. Let's untap the Lotus Field. Okay, exile this Void Snare. We're not going to need that. Tap for blue, and let's cast Otherworldly Gaze. We know that we're just going to mill all three here. And at this point, we're digging for the Tome Scour. Untap. Okay. Dream Script again. I think we might actually just have it locked up because we have the Wishclaw in the graveyard. And now we escape the Wishclaw Talisman. Yeah, I think we have this. Okay. And then we'll use the final black mana and we just go get Tome Scour. How about that? Turn 3 win to start the video off. Love to see it. Alright, Storm 9. Twiddle. Get rid of this Consider, I suppose. Storm 10. Tome Scour again. And again. Doing a little bit of lag here. Alright, and Twiddle. At this point, we're really just digging for the Grapeshot. Yes. And Scour. 21 cards left in deck. Alright, so another copy of Tome Scour. And now we Twiddle. Yes. Storm is 16 and we have 11 cards left. Scour. Alright. Come on, Grapeshot. I know you're in here. Storm 18. There's the Grapeshot. Always on the bottom of the deck. Yes. And let's cast some Grapeshots. And the opponent finally conceded. Alright, game number 2 coming up versus this Cascade deck. So I don't think we want Pact Negations. Those don't make a whole lot of sense. They are a Leyline deck, so I don't hate the idea of bringing in a Void Snare. Pact seems sort of weak against them. I think I'm up for trying this. Game 2. So we have a super tutor heavy hand. I don't think we're supposed to keep this. It's just really clunky. Alright, so here we have Wishclaw, Lotus Field. We do need a second land, but the rest of it's pretty good. I think we get rid of the Consider. Leyline of the Void. Okay. We do have an Ad Nauseam in our deck, so we can beat this the old-fashioned way. Draw. Tome Scour, really good against the Leyline of the Void. And let's just Inquisition them. Yikes, they have double Cascade creature. That's not what I wanted to see. Draw. Consider, see if I can just hit the land here. Rewarded. Okay. Do you draw land 3? Wave Sifter, so it looks like they did not find land number 3. Okay. So we'll go get the steam vents here. Draw. Pass the turn. So we can cast Ad Nauseam next turn, but I wouldn't have any mana floating, so we need to draw Twiddle. And now they have the Shardless Agent here. So we're probably just dead. That could have been much worse for us. And they got rid of the Leyline, which means that we just have a clean kill on our turn. Thank you, opponent. Oh, they have another Glimpse in their hand. They can cast Glimpse from hand right now. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yep. And this was much better for them. All right. So they removed our Wish Claw. I guess you can have the Tome Scour. Draw. Bounce Leyline. Otherworldly Gaze. Alright, so there's a small chance that we can possibly win this. Actually, I removed the Tome Scour. I think I'm just dead here. Because there's no way that Otherworldly Gaze wins. Yeah, we're just dead. I don't think I'm going to be able to pull this off. Maybe I should have thought about discarding the Glimpse, but I've never even seen As Foretold in any other list. Draw. So we have the Breach here, but I don't know how I'd actually win. Alright, might as well cast some spells. Like, who knows, maybe I stumble into the Grapeshot on accident. So we'll cast the Otherworldly Gaze. I don't know. Let's just go to game 3. Didn't work out. And I think I'm going to bring in the third bounce spell instead of another Inquisition. Just to make sure that we can win. Game 3 on the play versus the Cascade deck. So I don't think we're supposed to. We have no way of finding Lotus Field with this hand. And here we have Lotus Field. I think we try it. Opponent's doing something. Mulligan to 5. No ley lines. Alright, I'm just going to start off by casting Considers, looking for land number 2. I can worry about Inquisition closer to their combo turn. Consider. That can get milled. Bobble. Target myself. Okay, Void Snare. Not really what we needed. Okay. Still looking for lane 2. Draw. Consider. Mill. We hit the land. How about that? Not going to take any extra damage here. I'm also less interested in just bouncing the plant token. But I can always change my mind after the Inquisition on our turn. Land 2. Wave Sifter. Opponent still has 4 cards in hand. Draw. Wishclaw Talisman. Force a Negation, huh? I didn't realize the deck played that. Okay. I don't think there's any point in just bouncing a plant token here, so I'm just going to pass the turn. Misty Rainforest. Draw. Inquisition, target you. They could just hardcast the Force here. But if they hardcast Force, they can't draw. Play the Claw and pass. They didn't sacrifice a clue. That's interesting. Draw. All right, so we dream script, go get breach, cast breach, and then I think we've got it as long as our opponent doesn't draw into interaction off of the clue tokens. Add some red mana here, activate Witchclaw Talisman. Go get this Underworld Breach, cast the breach, floating 2 blue. Clue token. And another clue token. Underworld Breach. Resolves. Okay, so let's untap the Lotus Field. We'll untap the Lotus Field again. Okay, 3 blue floating. Witchclaw Talisman. Activate the Talisman for Tome Scour, and then we have our loop. Alright, target us. At this point, it's just executing the combo, so if you're bored of watching me cast Tome Scours and Twiddles, you can go ahead and jump to the next video. But for now, I have to just finish, twiddling. Tome Scour. Storm 9. Storm 10. Cast this Dream Script to untap. Storm 11. Oh, Grapeshot, where art thou? Sorry, it's late and I'm tired. This is actually like my third video of the day, something like that. So, it's been a long day. I tried to record some Pyromancer Ascension combo, and I mean like true Pyromancer Ascension combo, like not the card tucked into other decks, but like an entire deck based around Pyromancer Ascension. I attempted to record 3 different videos with it this weekend, and I won a single match all weekend. The deck just stunk, so I'm taking a break from Pyromancer's Ascension for a while. I tried black, I tried green as like splash colors, and then I tried a pure Izzet build, and just like nothing worked. I think the real issue is that a number of cards from the more recent sets have just made it unplayable. For example, it's really hard to justify playing Underworld Breach when what am I trying to say here? Like when Force Negation, Endurance, plus a bunch of other cards like all exist now that didn't exist in the past. It's just really hard to justify because it's so easy to answer. I said Underworld Breach, I meant Pyromancer's Ascension. And no matter what I did, I just like the thing about Breach is it wins when you resolve, when it resolves. With Ascension, you have to like then level up your enchantment, which is a pretty big difference. With Underworld Breach, you're not giving your opponent time. Okay. Looks like we're going to get match number 1. Sorry, I realized that I mix up some words while playing. It's not always easy to narrate and play at the same time, so it is what it is. Alright, but hopefully you understood what I was trying to say, and that is match number 1. I will see you in the second match. If you haven't joined them already, I would recommend opening up our description down below and joining our 7 social media networks. They're each great in their own way, but I would strongly suggest joining our Discord server. In there, you will find others just like you looking to improve their Storm game and grow as a combo community. If you're a member of our YouTube channel, you should sync your account to Discord to unlock our private member section that has the latest and greatest deck lists, concepts, and much, much more. Let's get back to comboing out. We keep hands with 2 lands in it, right? That's what these are, 2 lands, Lotus Fields. Ah, bummer. We have to ship this. Those lands do not tap for mana immediately. Here we have a hand where if we hit land 2, it looks pretty good. I think I'm gonna hope to get lucky and bottom the Otherworldly Gaze, because I think I'm going to need the cards this game, so I want the Consider instead. Stomping Ground, what are you on? Arbor Elf. So this is likely a Ponza build. You know, the whole Blood Moon thing versus Lotus Field, not going to go well for us. Another Profane Tutor, not what we needed. Misty Rainforest. Utopia Sprawl. Okay, going up to 4 mana here. Ragavan floating 3. Blood Moon. Excuse me. Okay, I think we're gonna get the basic island here. It might be actually better to get the swamp. I'm not sure. Yeah, I guess we'll get the swamp. Draw. Never lucky. Alright. So we're in a whole world of hurt right now. And they discarded another copy of Blood Moon. Yikes. So they're going to get in for 3. Exile our top card, which was Ad Nauseam. Okay. Draw. Okay, we didn't hit the land. We can just go to the next one. We're too far behind at this point to win the game. So we'll just go to game 2. No need to waste time. So Pact can, in theory, stop Endurance. But I think we definitely want more bounce spells. And is Endurance even a card I want to be playing around here? That's another, like, somewhat fair question. I think the answer is probably yes. We can just board out these Considers. Let's try this out. Took a risk on keeping that hand and it just didn't pan out. I guess you could have cast Consider instead of getting the swamp, but then you'd have to draw into your singleton basic swamp in order for that hand to function. Where if we just got the swamp and then drew any land in our deck, you could suspend Profane Tutor and then Wishclaw Talisman, get the basic island with the Profane Tutor, and then we had another Profane Tutor which could have gotten the bounce spell. So like there was a world where we won that game. It just didn't happen. We'll try this out. The Lotus Field versus Blood Moon matchup. Battle of the Ages. Alright, turn 1 Misty Rainforest, and then we will play Bobble, target ourselves. Lotus Field. I heard that card's pretty good. We'll keep that. Draw. Burning Catacombs. Stomping Ground once again. Okay, I'm just going to fetch up a basic island here. We want to be able to beat Blood Moon pretty easily. That's our goal. Draw. Okay, so if we get the basic swamp here, we can set up to beat a turn 2 moon. And I think I'd rather do that. So in theory, we could also just like win on turn 3. And I mean, I guess we could still win on turn 3. So I guess the swamp is just the right move here. Okay. I imagine that this is a Blood Moon. Oh, it's just a Braid? Okay. Can we still win on turn 3? No. If I had gotten the Watery Grave last year, we could still win. I wasn't expecting a Braid. That's clearly my own fault. I think we just play Claw. Pass the turn. No need to play our Lotus Field into a Blood Moon. So I could Twiddle on the Elf, or I can let it go. I think I'm going to let it go. Because I could tap the Elf and then make sure that they can't cast anything else this turn. But then that sets me behind. Alright, let's go get that Steam Vents. And it's our turn. Draw. Another Underworld Breach. Let's cast it. See if they respond with Endurance or not, and they do not. In response to the trigger, I'm going to cast Lotus Field, or cast Twiddle on Lotus Field, see if they respond now. Okay, trigger's still on the stack. I'm basically just trying to play around Graveyard Hate a little bit more here. Yes. Okay, we will let the Lotus Field trigger resolve now. Get rid of these 2 lands. Tap this for blue. Twiddle the Lotus Field. Yes. And it might seem a little odd here, but I'm actually going to cast Ad Nauseam. So I have the whole Twiddle combo here with Thought Scour. Whoa, okay. I almost clicked on a random card. I need to move this away. This really belongs over here somewhere. Okay, so we'll grab Ad Nauseam. My fear is losing to like a Force of Vigor or Endurance, and getting Ad Nauseam here just plays around all of that. So let's slam that 3 key a whole bunch. The most expensive card in our deck costs 2 mana, so no need to worry too much about like flipping something expensive. But we can't go too low because we want to think about like Lightning Bolt or Stomp off this. We'll stop there. Okay, untap. Drew like a casual like 17 cards off that Ad Nauseam, no big deal. Okay. Keep on casting spells. Bobble. Cast another Twiddle here. Yes. I might want to restart Magic Online in between this match. I'm definitely lagging. Blood Moon on top of their deck. Okay, Storm is 10. Let's cast Otherworldly Gaze, I suppose. I don't want to show them bounce spells. I feel like they don't get to know that stuff. That can go on top, Storm 11. Let's Inquisition them, Storm 12. It looks like they might have a Veil of Summer here. Okay, nothing I can do to stop a Lightning Bolt. Inquisition. And they did have Endurance the whole time. So now that I know that they have Endurance in deck, they also have Karn. These are good things to know. I might want to consider boarding in Fatal Push for Game 3 to hit Arbor Elf, but also Ragavan and slow them down. Let's Twiddle to untap here. From 14. Twiddle again. It's from 15. Okay, almost there. Underworld Breach again, just in case. And then Grapeshot. Target them. Game 3 coming up. So I talked about possibly boarding in Fatal Push for the Elf and Ragavan. I don't hate that idea, but it comes at a cost. Like, what are we not having in our deck to make up for that? I think we need all of our Inquisitions. We need Pact of Negation for Endurance. You could probably shade the last Consider. And that brings you to 62. So now what do you board out in order to make room for those cards? You can maybe get rid of like a Profane Tutor on the draw, just because you don't want multiples. Then what? I think maybe we just do like 2 Fatal Push. Let's try this out. Game 3 versus Ponza on the draw. This hand isn't bad. We'll try it out. I don't love the second copy of Underworld Breach, but we have Profane Tutor to get the Lotus Field. We have Turn 1 Inquisition for Blood Moon. We have Twiddle, obviously the Underworld Breach combo. So what we need now is the Tome Scour and to not get Blood Mooned. Wooded Foothills. Stomping Ground. Relic. Okay. So And Tormod's Crypt. So we're going to want to win with Ad Nauseam if they're keeping this hand. It's unfortunate that we have double Underworld Breach, but it is what it is. This is a weird split on Graveyard Hate as well, but alright. Inquisition. Target them. Sure thing. Inquisition. Renin 6 Blood Moon Fury. I think we just have to take Blood Moon. Pass the turn. Inquisition exiled. Sure thing. Misty. They're probably going to play Renin 6 here. Yep. Now they get back a fetch land. They picked up Wooded Foothills. Okay. So Fury, Wooded Foothills, and one unknown card in hand. So we're looking at this Profane Tutor to potentially get Ad Nauseam. So we want to keep our life total high. Okay. So they've replayed the Wooded Foothills. Picked up a basic mountain. And they return Foothills to hand. So they have Fury, Foothills, and 2 unknown cards. Relic exiles my Scalding Tarn, that's fine. And they drew another Blood Moon. Ah, that's brutal. Okay. So upkeep Profane Tutor goes to 1 counter. Let's cast this Otherworldly Gaze looking for an answer. We can get rid of all of these. Draw. So we can sneak the Lotus Field in underneath the Blood Moon. But the problem is trying to find a way to win now through this Blood Moon. They've burned the Tormod's Crypt. Okay. So I think the Profane Tutor has to go get like an Echoing Truth now. And then we need to find a way of beating the Relic. Bone Crusher Giant. Okay. Profane Tutor. We will cast this. Unfortunately, the Ad Nauseam plan is dead. Yeah, I think we just have to get Echoing Truth here. Okay, draw. Relic exiles the Profane Tutor. Sure. Draw. Grapeshot. Okay. It's interesting. Still not sure how we're going to beat the Relic, but... So the attack for a 4 puts us to 12. Alright, 3 cards in hand. They're plussing the Renin 6. 2 red mana. What are you doing? Yikes. Ah, that's brutal. Okay, yeah. Okay. Draw. This is pretty much useless. We just have to pass. So there is a way for us to win this game, but it requires our opponent like essentially just messing up. That's not going to happen now. There's Fury. So our opponent is representing lethal damage next turn. Yeah, we're just dead. Okay, so we take 4 damage here, going to 8. So we can bounce the Blood Moon, which then unleashes the Lotus Field. We can play Underworld Breach, but our opponent has a Relic. And then we need enough cards to escape, which we don't have, to then bounce the Chalice. Or we can just bounce Chalice, hope to draw into one of our 2 Void Snares. And from there we can try to set up a Grapeshot win. But I mean, they're both unrealistic in my opinion. So let's get rid of the Chalice on one. Because, I mean, I think the Void Snare line's probably a little bit more realistic. Okay. Draw. We drew another Twiddle. So we're just dead. The Chalice off the top got us. Alright, so we're now 1-1. Playing your favorite combo deck in Paper just got so much easier with the Epic Storm Mini Token Pack. You can pick one up at theepicstorm.com/shop for $13. It includes 64 double-sided mini tokens. That's 128 tokens total. And they include 10 black, 10 blue, 10 red, 5 green, 5 white, 3 colorless, 20 storm counters. That means that you can count your way all the way up to 20 for Grapeshot, everyone's favorite Stormwind condition, a Galvanic Relay Exile Indicator, 4 treasure tokens for Strike It Rich, and then 10 monk tokens for our vintage friends. It also has Slime Time Live, Ave Progenitor Ooze tokens with the power and toughness already built in to make playing in Paper so much easier. No fumbling around with dice. We've got you covered. Make sure to go grab those if you're playing Modern. And then Squirrels versus Goblins, Chatterstorm versus Empty the Warrens, the Battle of the Ages. You definitely need 20 Squirrel tokens and 20 Goblin tokens. You're going to love this mini token pack, I promise. And once again, you can grab that at theepicstorm.com/shop. Round 3, on the draw, 1 land Lotus Field is not a keep. This seems fine, we'll bottom a land. Let's do it. Scalding Tarn, pass. Okay, so now we're a single Twiddle away from victory, assuming that the Underworld Breach resolves. Steam Vents, surprise, surprise. Consider. Mills a Snapcaster Mage. And they're passing the turn. I want them to think that it could be the mirror. Consider. And I will keep the Twiddle. So now we just want to find the Pact to Negation. Another Twiddle's pretty good. Let's pass the turn. I would also take an Inquisition of Kozilek, but I'd prefer the Pact. Basic Island. And they're just passing. Alright, I'm going to grab a Black Source. Ouch. Let's consider looking for a protection spell. That can be milled. Technically, it's an action spell, but not one that we want. Okay. Tapping down our land. That's fine. Draw. So we actually have a win here, assuming that our opponent doesn't have a Force in hand or Spell Pierce. Twiddle. Ooh, they're F6'd. Dream's Grip. It's not looking good for them. Okay, so we've just got this from here. And the Tome Scour. GG! Thank you for tapping out. Okay, so I think at this point we just want to make sure we don't lose to Spell Pierce, so let's just add a little bit of mana first. Okay. Storm 8. Now we can Scour. Storm 9. There's the Grapeshot. Target them. Let's get this game over with. Okay. And then another... We have to cast Grapeshot again after this. So if I had to guess, they're likely some sort of Blue Moon control deck. So many Blood Moons tonight. And the opponent concedes. Alright, going to game 2. So I'm interested in the packs. I think we want some bounce spells for Blood Moon effects, and I'm interested in the Hermit. Although we did see Fire Ice, which maybe means that we don't want it, but I'm going to try it out. So we have to board out some cards. I think Consider's usually in my opinion, Consider's the worst card in the deck at the moment. So let's board out Consider. And then from there, we need to figure out, I mean, I don't think I actually want both copies of Void Snare, but I could be wrong. And now we need to get down to 60 cards. So we can either board out 2 Baubles or like 2 Profane Tutor. And I think I'm going to do the Profane Tutors. 5 lands, huh? Let's mulligan that. Yikes, going down to 5. Keep Lotus Field and a Delta. Actually, should I do Lotus Field Strand? Let's try this. I'd rather keep the Delta because I can get the basic Swamp. Scalding Tarn. Steam Vents. Relic. Okay. So we're looking at Ad Nauseam potentially this game. I'm just gonna Inquisition them. Sure. Go grab the Swamp. And Inquisition. Does look very Blue Moon-esque. Okay. All the Storm Giants. Draw. Or are you going to tap my land? They're going to tap my land. Sure. Draw. Play the island, and let's just pass the turn. It's also possible that against control decks, maybe you're not supposed to keep an Otherworldly Gaze, but keep in Consider, so that way you're not losing card advantage. Another Relic, sure. So we still know that they have these 2 in their hand, I believe. Oh no, they activated Scalding Tarn, my bad. Let's play the Otherworldly Gaze. Hello, Ad Nauseam. I want to keep you. But I don't think I'm allowed to keep the other pact. Okay. You got it. Draw. Pass the turn. So our best draw is a Twiddle effect. Hollow the Storm Giant. So they're still sitting on a Blast Zone. Draw. Inquisition. Fire Ice, Blast Zone. I think I want to keep the basic island. Really hoping for a Twiddle off the top, though. Pass. They're going to cycle the Fire Ice, sure. 1 relic down. Cascade Bluffs. Still Blast Zone and 2 unknowns. Twiddle. Alright, Twiddle doesn't do it anymore. Draw. Alright, so this means I can cast Ad Nauseam next turn without a Twiddle and potentially win. Prismari Command, you got it. Discards Brazen Bar or Steam Vents, keeping around that Blast Zone for some reason. They finally played it. They are short of activating the Hall of the Storm Giants. Even with the treasure token. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, they could activate Hall of the Storm Giant, chose not to. But we're going to attempt to cast an Ad Nauseam here. I don't mean anything against our current opponent, but I feel like every person that plays Relic of Progenitus tries to activate it in the most obnoxious way possible. They're just like, the second a card goes to the graveyard, I must use this card. I don't know. I just find it like internally kind of funny. Undo. Let's put Ad Nauseam on the stack. 18 life to work with here. Storm 1. Cast Pact Negation. Ad Nauseam. And it resolves. Okay. We can go pretty low. I'm trying to figure out if I want to go any lower. Because I don't know what this actually does here. I don't think I have another... I do have an island in the deck. So that actually saves me a life off of the fetch instead of playing Steam Vents. So let's flip. Alright, Whoosh Claw. We'll stop there. Let's go grab the island. This keeps me out of lightning bolt range, which is the real reason that I want to play it like this. Untap Lotus Field. Question is, can I still win? And I don't know. If I bounce the baubles, that's from 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm just short. If I bounce the relic, they're going to exile our graveyard. And then I have 1 card, 2 card, 3 card, Twiddle, Breach. I think we can just win the old-fashioned way. They're going to activate it here to exile our 4 cards. They've activated Relic. Ooh, I should have bobbled that. Oh no, because then that removes the cards I need to escape. Never mind. So they have Consider on top. Might as well target ourselves. Void Snare. Okay, we'll play Dreamscript and untap the Lotus Field. Untap Lotus Field. And Underworld Breach. Okay, untap Lotus Field again. Am I 1 card short? I might be. Yeah, I think I'm 1 card short here. That's awkward. And I'm just dead to Hall of the Storm Giants on board. I don't know if I have a win here. So I guess I could get Twiddle. What's going on? Brazen Borrower. That was a good draw off the Relic. Did they just give me lethal? Hold on, I might have lethal now. Oh, no, I'm 1 mana short. I'm 1 mana short. So if I get Twiddle on tap, I go up to 4 mana. And then I can replay Breach. Hold on, this might be okay. I think no matter what, I have to get Twiddle here. Yeah, I think they've got me. Because I can't escape. I needed to keep flipping. And just risk dying to bolt. I feel like this one's probably on me. So you might be thinking, like, I've gotten a Twiddle and tapped on Hall of the Storm Giants. But the problem is I then have to pay for the pack trigger on my upkeep. Alright, we just need to go to game 3. That's a bummer. Brazen Borrower got us. I wonder if I want an Ave in my deck, though. Our opponent has a lot of removal, so I don't think I want the Hermits. Let's try taking out the Otherworldly Gaze. And then bring our tutors back. Let's do this. Alright. On the play for game 3. Decent. Okay, I'm just going to play a turn and pass. So I think we want to get basics this game to avoid possible Blood Moon. We didn't see Moon in game 2, but our opponent's a blue-red control deck. I think you can make a fair assumption that there's a good chance that there might be a Blood Moon somewhere in there. Okay, let's go grab the basic island. And draw. Echoing Truth, okay. We're just going to suspend Profane Tutor. Pass. consider. I think ideally what we'd like to draw are just Twiddles, so that way we can just surprise Ave them. Alright, so Profane Tutor's coming off the stack next turn. Draw. Let's Inquisition. That's a whole lot of Murktide Regent. Let's take the counterspell. Ouch, going to 15. I don't know why they wouldn't have counterspelled that, like to hide the info. Alright, and they played a land that we didn't know about, so we know that they still have Island in hand. And now they're just passing. Profane Tutor. Let's cast it. I think we just get Breach. Come on, Pact to Negation off the top. Or Twiddle. Does that do it? Let's Inquisition. They're going to counter. Okay. So... Wait. No, they drew 2. Wow. Okay. So do I have a win here? I can float this, search my deck for a Twiddle, untap Lotus Field. No, I don't have a win. I think we just Scour. Mill the Grapeshot, that's a little awkward in case they drew into Relic. We'll just pass the turn. As of right now, we have a win through a counterspell on our turn. Basic Mountain. Brazen Borrower to bounce our Wishclaw, sure. Murktide Regent. So I think we've got this unless our opponent drew into a Force of Negation. Underworld Breach. Twiddle untapping the Lotus Field. Okay. Twiddle untap the Lotus Field. Storms 3. Scour. Exile some cards that don't matter. Okay. So I think they just want to watch us go through it, which is fine. Storm 5. Scour. And again. Honestly, I'm not even sure if the last one worked. There we go. Okay. Twiddle. And then after this, we can just double Grapeshot. Yes. And then a pair of Grapeshots to end it. So, I don't know what exactly to call this. Like, you could call it like Murktide Control. I'm probably going to label it as Blue Moon, even though we never saw Blood Moon. Maybe I shouldn't do that, I'm not sure. Okay. Target them. We have enough to pay for a Pact to Negation if need be, but I don't know why that would be relevant right now. And we are now 2-1. Hey, you're still watching. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe. If you're looking to make a purchase from Card Hoarder, TCG Player, or Amazon and are looking to support us, you can open up our description down below, and in there you will find our affiliate links. Those same links are found on the homepage of the Epic Storm. But that's not all. We've included a Card Hoarder button on our website that will load the Epic Storm in your Card Hoarder cart to make life simple for you. Match number 4, and we are on the play. What is up with these Lotus Field hands tonight? Alright, going to 6. This is probably fine. We'll keep in bottom the Void Snare. Alright, Scalding Turn and pass the turn. Spire Bluff Canal. Swift Spear, that's one I haven't seen in a while. Okay, and consider. We can safely mill island. Another land. Okay. Ouch. Draw. Okay, so the breach was a good one. We have to live long enough to get Lotus Field with this Profane Tutor. Okay, so they've added a red mana. They're activating Scalding Tarn. Something is coming. Soul Scar Mage. So they're just like a classic Izzet Blitz, Izzet Prowess deck here. 5 cards in hand. Lightning Bolt? Sure. So this is probably not a good matchup for Ad Nauseam. Alright, we have to live another turn for this Profane Tutor. I think we'd rather have the Steam Vents. Maybe we want the card in Graveyard for... I'm not sure. Because the Profane Tutor is getting... it's getting Lotus Field. So I think we probably... It depends on if you value the life off delta more or less than the extra card in Graveyard. I'm not sure what the proper answer is. 2 red mana. Okay, making me a little nervous here. Expressive Iteration. So it looks like they found a Scalding Tarn. It looks like I'm going to have to tap one of these creatures. Sleight of Hand. So the problem is that if I don't tap one of these creatures, I'm dead to Gut Shot. Is that a risk that I'm willing to take here? The problem is that I'm going off with just a Consider. So maybe I have to just take it. I mean, I am in fact dead to Gut Shot. There's a pause. I don't like it. Mutagenic Growth. That also does it. Okay. I wasn't even thinking about Mutagenic Growth, but yeah, we're dead. Okay. That's a bummer. Fatal Push comes in. I think we probably want this Lime Times. Get rid of this Ad Nauseam. I don't think we want Pact. In fact, I don't even know if we like discard spells in the matchup. So that brings us down to 59. And then you could do something like Echoing Truth, I suppose. Let's try this. Game number 2 and we were on the play. Alright, so I reloaded Magic Online in between games. So it looks like our card arts aren't here, but we have Wishclaw Bobble. It seems fine. We'll try this out, and hopefully our card art's finished loading. Okay, let's play the Bobble. Target us. Delta, we don't really want that, so I'm just going to fetch a basic island here. See if I can get the arts to load. Okay, I mean, we're halfway there. Okay, we did a little bit. Let's just grab the island. And pass the turn. Ooh, the draw off Bobble. I'm going to cast Otherworldly Gaze to make sure that we're drawing a card I actually would like. Okay, Otherworldly Gaze. I would like a Lotus Field. That can go on top. We'll draw a field. Next turn we play the Wishclaw Talisman. Turn 1 Steam Vents into Channeler. Draw. Ouch. 17 life. Wishclaw and pass the turn. Steam Vents, another Channeler. Okay. Draw. Can I have a Wishclaw Talisman? I don't know if their deck plays counterspells. Like, they might have a couple copies of Spell Pierce in the board, but I'm honestly just not sure. And there's a Spell Pierce. Okay, so I'm just gonna play the Lotus Field now. Makes winning next turn easier. Blood Moon. Yep. I just went and sacrificed my island. In my head, I was like, what's... In my head, I was like, that deck plays Alpine Moon. It's all 1-drops. So in my head, I was like, at worst, I have Fetch Void Snare. But, yikes. I think I'm probably just out of this now. So I think if I draw a Twiddle, there's a chance we can win. Alright, they still have 2 cards in hand. So if I draw Twiddle, I can use the Pluto Delta to activate Wishclaw to go get basic Island. Island bounces Blood Moon, Twiddle untaps Lotus Field. We escape Twiddle a whole bunch, and then Wishclaw for Scour. Am I dead? I might be. Okay. So 5. They should have flashed back the Lava Dart. They could have found it. Alright, deck, please. There's 8 Twiddles in the deck. I don't think it's a tall ask. We have 9 hits here. 8 Twiddles and 1 basic island. Draw. That does not win the game. That's unfortunate. Yeah, we're dead. Okay. So you could say that's my own fault. I could have kept the Void Snare up. I wasn't thinking about Blood Moon, honestly. In my head, I was like, Alpine Moon is what this deck would play. And I got punished for not playing around Blood Moon. Kicking myself a little bit, but oh well, we're 2-2. If you're looking for more great Magic the Gathering content, definitely check out the Eternal Glory podcast. It is myself, Bryant Cook, alongside Brian Koval and Phil Gallagher. We primarily discuss Legacy. That said, a lot of what we talk about transcends all formats. We're available on all major podcast platforms. Okay, the 5th and final match. We're on the draw. This hand seems pretty reasonable to me. Let's just hope that we can pull out a W here, finish with a positive record. Another Spire Bluff Canal deck, okay. Draw. Let's play the Strand into Bobble. Target ourselves. I don't think we really need another Twiddle. I'm just gonna go grab the basic island here. And the reason that we want to grab the basic is in case you draw 1-mana cantrip, like Consider or Otherworldly Gaze. We didn't, but that's the reason to grab it. Mills a Murktide Regent. Alright, with an attack for 1, we'll fall to 18. Steam Vents. Passes. Lotus Field, that's good. Okay, let's go search up the basic Swamp. Wishclaw. I'm kicking myself a little bit for that last round. I feel like that was avoidable. Spell Pierce, sure. That Spell Pierce was not the end of the world. But I could have played around a Blood Moon, and I just sloppily decided not to. I feel like if I was more in tune, like if I was playing a lot more Modern, I probably wouldn't have done that. It's just, with my recording schedule, I don't get to play this deck as often as I'd like to. Because I genuinely love playing this deck so much. But I feel like if I was really on my game, that wouldn't have happened. Alright, so now we need to figure out if I can win this turn. Okay, so we have 6 mana, Breach. I think we can. So let's sacrifice these. So this brings me up to 6 mana. Breach would bring me down to 1. And then from there, we could escape Dreamscript twice. I think I'm actually just short. Alright, we'll play the Claw and pass. I think you end up just short on mana unless your Consider hits a missing combo piece, which is asking for Consider to do a lot of heavy lifting. Channeler gets in, we go to 11. And another Channeler, sure. Draw. Okay, let's party. Okay, let's play Wishclaw. Basically, we're just setting up another Wishclaw here, so that way if we need to, we can Wishclaw for Pact Negation. Underworld Breach. And it should be pretty easy from here. Okay, let's untap. Untap again. Why not? Let's consider. Mill of the land, and we hit another Lotus Field. Untap. Now we can just activate Wishclaw for Tome Scour. And then really what you're thinking about at this point in the game is don't lose to Spell Pierce. Okay, another Scour. Keep on going. Okay. We have Pact Negation now for anything our opponent might have. Alright, let's Dream Script and just untap our Lotus Field. Alright, our opponent's seen enough and we will be on to game number 2. Let's bring in the additional packs. The question is, do I want Ad Nauseam or do I want Eve? And I almost feel like I want Eve here. Like, they have Ragavan and Channeler. I just don't know if we can trust my life total being that low. I think we can take out the other early gaze here. Maybe I'm wrong about that. 59. And I want some answers to Blood Moon. I don't know. Maybe Hermit's not good enough. Because I'm noticing that I don't actually want it in the blue matchups. Yeah, maybe Hermit should just be something else. This seems fairly reasonable. I say that a lot. Okay, turn 1 Spire Bluff Canal. Old Rags. Good draw. Bobble. Yeah, okay, so we just have to find Lotus Field now. We have a Wishclaw to help. Bobble. Ragavan gets in. Twiddle. I'm going to grab a basic island here. Okay. Part of me thinks that we shouldn't expect Wishclaw to resolve, but I'm going to jam it anyway. Void Snare. It's just if the Wishclaw resolve, there's a pretty high chance that we win the game if we get to untap. Whoops, cancel. Like, we saw Spell Pierce, the deck plays Counterspell. We just have to run the risk. It looks like it's going to be countered. Mystical Dispute. Wow. Okay. So we have 4 Lotus Fields in the deck that we're drawing to at the moment. We have 3 Wishclaws, 4 Profane Tutor. And they just exile the Lotus Field. Ah. Okay. Adawara. Blood Moon. Sure. Lotus Field. I mean, we have the bounce spells for Blood Moon. We just have to find the land. Inquisition. That's not fair. Yep. I can't pact it, so... They're supposed to take the breach, I think. My hand was really good, too. Damn. Alright, I'm just gonna go to game 3. We're not winning this. If that hand was on the play, I think we would be over with this league. Just going to submit. Game 3 on the play. Sure, why not? So this hand really wants to draw Twiddle effects. All right, Channeler. Let's just go search up a Watery Grave. Okay, come on, deck, draw something good. And they milled another Channeler. Draw. That is something good, okay. So if we draw a Twiddle next turn, this Profane Tutor just represents lethal. Alternatively, we could get like a Tome Scour and then just pray to Scour into a Twiddle effect. Profane Tutor, draw. That was insanely good. Okay. Land number 3 from the opponent. So we're going to go to 16. I mean, we have to go for it here. So now Profane Tutor. Let's cast it. Get Tome Scour and draw. Okay. Lotus Field. Let's attempt to untap. Mystical Dispute. We're going to let that go. Nope. Okay. And now we'll attempt to untap again. Bluster. Okay. I mean, we can just try again next turn. It's not the end of the world. Now they get their Surveil trigger. Choosing to keep the card on top. 4 cards in hand. Another island. Magus of the Moon. That's awkward. It's a lot of moon effects out of you. So we do have Echoing Truth and Void Snare on the deck. I'm going to scour myself. Did not hit any of the bounce spells. Okay. If I had known our opponent was going to go counter into Blood Moon, I would have changed my play pattern. I think I would have fought over the Mystical Dispute. But I don't know. Like, it seemed weird to fight that way. Like, this deck plays Counterspell and Spell Pierce, so I wasn't expecting to have to play around Flusterstorm. Dash Dragavan, and now we're taking 7. So our window's closing here. Twiddle. Come on, Void Snare off the top. I think it actually has to be exactly Void Snare. Draw. And it is. We can even beat a counterspell here. Back to negation your Spell Pierce. We had 2 outs and we hit it. Underworld Breach. Okay. How lucky. Alright, so at this point we just have to go through the motions. Okay. Target us. And our opponent just concedes. So we got the chest. We went 3-2, positive record. I don't know really where I want to go from here. Let me load the deck list back up. So this is what I've been playing. I admittedly don't love the Hermits. I know that like they seem really cool with other early gaze, but I found myself not actually wanting to board them in. So I am looking for 2 slots here if you have any ideas on what they should be. Definitely looking for suggestions. And then we have these 3 considers that I honestly don't love that much. They could probably just be something else. I'm not sure what they would be, but I think it's time that we think about those options. Like I'm less sure on cutting consider. I think that it's fine as like a filler card, but I'm pretty sure that Malevolent Hermit should probably just be something else. I'm just saying that if we find something that ends up being better than Consider, that's the slot that I would look at. That's all. But thank you for watching. I do appreciate it, and keep storming. Hey, Bryant Cook here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, but also follow the social media channels down below. If you want to support this content directly, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/shop. And if you need a little bit of assistance with the Epic Storm to get to that next level, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/tutoring. Don't worry, there's more great content coming right up.